What's up, everybody? Recapping day one of SEC Media Days. What did we hear from LSU, Ole Miss, South Carolina, and Vanderbilt? And we'll sit down with LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier. Locked on SEC starts right now.
You are Locked On SEC, your daily podcast on the Southeastern Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And what's up, everybody? Welcome into Locked On SEC. It's great to have you guys along. I'm Chris Gordy. Thanks for making Locked On SEC your first listen every day. Shout out to everydayers. We're free and available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, covering your team every day. All right, let's jump into it. We heard from SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey. He hit the podium first today and got to hear some interesting thoughts on a number of things, including the topic of, will the SEC move from 8 games to a 9-game slate? And Brett Bielema, the head coach at Illinois, recently talked about it, and he said SEC teams need to make the switch to 9 games if the college football playoff is to expand. Well, on Monday, Greg Sankey addressed that head on and said, it is absolutely fully 100% correct that the SEC plays 8 conference games while some conferences play 9 games. It has never been a secret, but it is also correct that all 16 members of the SEC conference played at least 9 games against what you would label power opponents. We had several that played 10 of their games against power opponents. Some conferences have that, some don't. The same will be true this year. It's an interesting topic because the SEC does do such a great job of scheduling tough non-conference opponents. Look at week 1 this year. You're going to get LSU versus Clemson. You're going to get Texas versus Ohio State. There's big matchups everywhere. And yes, some of the other conferences don't do that. We talked about it. Ohio State, during their national championship run last year, played 3 cupcakes non-conference. 2 years ago, Michigan in their non-conference played 3 cupcakes. So, again, we could get into schedule debate all we want. Again, other teams just want to see the SEC half the league take another loss. And, again, be haters, but appreciate Greg Sankey for addressing that head on. As for the other coaches speaking at the podium, Brian Kelly, he talked about the $1 million gift that he and his wife donated to LSU's NIL efforts. He said, look, I'm not going to give $1 million every year. He joked regarding it, but he did mention the word championship quite a bit. In fact, it was noted he said the word championship 12 times while at the podium. So LSU championship contenders. Well, here, his quarterback, Garrett Nussmeier, talk a little bit about LSU and expectations for this season. Meanwhile, South Carolina head coach Shane Beamer preached competition but called for equality in the SEC schedule debate. Beamer was asked about the ongoing debate of 8 games versus 9 games. He said, look, I'm all for expansion of the playoff to give more teams opportunities. I want to make sure we have the greatest regular season in any sport in college athletics. We want to make sure that the regular season doesn't lose meaning, and I'm confident that it won't if we expand. It will still make a lot more games meaningful in the month of November, in my mind, and it gives more teams opportunities to go compete for a championship, which is what anybody wants. I'm all for it. But in regards to the 8 versus 9, he said competition is a core component of our program. I'm never going to shy away from competition. I just said we have a schedule that we get to play, but we also have to play Clemson every year, and that's a non-conference rival that we have that not every school in this league has. If we go to 9 games, we're now playing 10 big games. So, look, again, Shane Beamer addressing it, the Clemson deal. If you want to go to 9 conference games, I keep saying this, you're going to lose some of those traditional non-conference rivalries, potentially. What about Lane Kiffin? He took to the podium, and he used his platform to take some shots and deliver other messages, but he talked about roster building. He said, look, I think we've done a good job of putting together this roster, working within the cap. I think if you go back to retention of last year's players and the portal guys who went into that operating under this cap because we were told this settlement was most likely to get approved and how that would work. We get a lot of questions about what's it like now. We've been operating under these cap guidelines of what was coming and what it would look like. Kiffin did say he believes other programs are not abiding by the new system quite yet, saying it is obvious some programs are skirting the cap. One other note, Lane Kiffin taking a little bit of a dig at Hugh Freeze. He was asked about the perceived shots he's taken at Hugh Freeze. He said, someone said that coming in here to me, I like Coach Freeze. I think they think that was something to do with I was fishing and he was golfing. It really wasn't that. I have a thing with him going back a few years ago when he posted a picture in response to me of some 2-pound bass or something like that. I've always posted bigger fish pictures back to him. It had nothing to do with his golf game. which sounds like he is doing amazing at. That's great for him. So, again, Lane doing his best to get a dig in. Lastly, over at Vanderbilt, Diego Pavia, he spoke with the media and was asked about, or gave a tongue-in-cheek answer on why Eli Stowers and he returned, and basically said, that means we have enough money to keep him here. Our donors came through. So Diego Pavia kind of delivering a little message. And look, it's legal now. We can all say it. It's fine. If you want to pay players and get them to come back another year, you can totally do that. All right, without further ado, let's jump into it. Let's hear from LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier, who we caught up with on Monday. Right along here, pleasure to be catching up with the LSU starting quarterback. He is Garrett Nussmeier, sitting down with us. Nuss, what's all this like, man? You were here last year. You got to do this whole rigmarole. Yeah. What's it like?
Yeah, appreciate you for having me on. It's cool. It's a cool experience. It's my second year doing it, so I knew what to expect a little bit this year, so that helped. But obviously, it's a lot of fun. You know, a lot of repetitive questions, but you get used to answering them. So,
what's when you look at what you guys were able to do last year? Obviously, you accomplished a lot, but still want to do a little bit more. So what's been the focus this offseason?
Yeah, I think you've seen a switch in our mindset to a 1-0 mindset. I think that's been big for us, just making that change. And, at LSU, there's always an expectation to compete for a national championship and to play for a national championship. But I think Coach Kelly has done an unbelievable job of stressing to us the path that it takes to get there, to being process-oriented, as he always talks about. And for us, that starts with, being 1-0 and attacking week one with the right mindset.
You guys have added a lot through the transfer portal. You got a lot of new weapons. I was talking with Matt Flynn about this, former LSU quarterback, because he had a guy in Demetrius Byrd who came in. He had to develop that chemistry. So you're bringing in Nick Anderson, a Barry and Brown. What's it like having to kind of build that rapport with those guys?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, for one, it's just not only has it made us closer, with the new guys and trying to get them in and get them comfortable, but it's also made the returners closer as well. Spending that much time around each other, it's been great. It's probably the closest team that I've ever been on at LSU, and obviously, definitely the most talented and deepest for sure.
Everybody wants to know about the O-line. How's that group gelling? There's some new pieces there, but it's funny. You lose a couple of big draft picks. Yeah. These guys might be big draft, but we just don't know yet. They got to grow into those roles.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, the guys that we lost, all unbelievable players, obviously, but they set a standard, right? And the guys that were in the room got to see how they acted every single day. They got to see what it's supposed to look like. And Coach Davis does an unbelievable job of demanding that expectation from everyone, demanding that standard from their entire unit. And our offensive line unit is one of the hardest working units on our team, if not the hardest working unit on our team. So I'm very excited for them. They've all welcomed that challenge. They've all stepped up to that challenge. They've all accepted that challenge, and I have full faith in them and full trust in them this year.
Joe Sloan, another year in that system. What you got to feel way more comfortable in there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the system hasn't really changed. I mean, Coach Sloan has done an unbelievable job of adjusting it to things and to our strengths and things like that. But, Coach Sloan's been here for 4 years now. So, he had influence when Coach Denbrock was the offensive coordinator as well. So they kind of built that almost, I could say, together. So Coach Sloan has always had an influence in it. So I've been learning the same system for 4 years now, right? I've been learning the same offense, going through the different things. I've been playing under Coach Sloan for the last 4 years now, and also Coach Kelly. So, my relationship with Coach Sloan is obviously, very, very special, and he demands the best out of me always. And so I feel like at this point there are times where he knows what I want called without me even having to say it, and I know what he's probably going to go with, and things like that. So that helps so much. Just always being on the same page, and I know what Coach Sloan expects of me, and I do my best to try and live up to that.
I was in Orlando for the game against Florida State. Didn't go your way. I was at the game in Las Vegas last year against USC. That's when you were starting. Didn't go y'all's way. How do we get rid of this hump of obviously playing on the road at Clemson, a top 10 opponent? It's huge, but you guys just have to go take care of your own business, right?
Right, yeah. I mean, it's just been a flip of a mindset, as I said earlier, just thinking about the process, being focused on going 1-0, being focused on attacking the right way. And, it's affected the way that we've worked. And, even Coach Flint has done an unbelievable job in the weight room of getting us to attack each workout, each conditioning session, everything, all of the above with that mindset to go 1-0 and ultimately get us ready to play, not for a national championship, not at the end of the season, but get us ready to play right away at week one.
Talking with Garrett Nussmeier, LSU quarterback. Did I see you made a little investment this offseason?
Yeah, I did. I made an investment, and hopefully it's a good one. I think it will be. And I've been with my now fiance since my junior year of high school. So, it was a step that it was time to be made. So, very excited.
A little marital advice from me. You're never right.
Yeah, no doubt.
Always give in.
No doubt. No doubt.
The sooner you learn that, the easier things will be for you.
Absolutely.
It's got to be cool having Dad right down the road now.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been awesome. Just being able to, hang out in different ways and, him driving over to come watch the super regional baseball game. Like, it's just the little things and, being able to go to the Saints facility and watch camp, things like that. It's been awesome. And, thank God every day for it. We're blessed. He spent the last couple of years across the country from us in L.A. and then with Philly last year. So being able to have him that close and being able to spend time with him like that, it's been awesome.
Younger brother going to move to the area too?
No, not sure. I'm pretty sure he's going to end up staying in Texas at Marcus, where I went to high school. So he's got a good setup there. He likes it. So I think he'll end up staying there.
I'm an Archbishop Rummel Raider. I was going to make a pitch. I mean, our alums. We've had Jamar Chase.
Yep.
We've had
some
Christian Fulton. We've got Ashton Stamps.
That's right. Yep.
I mean, we've had some pretty good players. If you want to go outside that, we've got my big boss Eddie Martini went there. I went there.
Yeah.
The nerd from the Ocean's 11 movies, Eddie Jemison, went there. So I'm just making a case here.
Yeah,
Rummel could be a good school.
Yeah, it's a good place. It's a good place for sure.
All right, we'll see. We'll see where he ends up.
No doubt.
What was the most fun thing you did this offseason, away from football?
Man, I've been playing a lot of golf this offseason. Really got into that. I enjoy golf a lot. Just it's also a good time to get out there with some of my teammates, and mess around, hang out a little bit. So I'd say probably golfing has probably been the most fun I've had. Just going along that journey and trying to play better. I shot an 84 the other day. It's the best I've shot so far. So, once I started, feeling like I could play decently, and then obviously not. But, once you get that feeling one time of one good shot, it's addicting. So you try and chase it again, even though you're probably going to chunk the next 5. So it's a lot of fun.
You told us last year the golf game wasn't going well. So it's good to hear a year later.
There's definitely been a lot of progress, a lot of change. So swing has definitely came a long, long way. So a lot more flushes, which feels awesome. So.
What was the video I saw with you and Tradez? Was that him calling you to say goodnight?
Oh, no, that was me calling him.
That was you calling him?
Yeah, that was me calling him. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we had a little fun with that, a little TikTok trend, just calling the boys and telling them goodnight, telling them I love them, tucking them in, all that good stuff.
Good for rapport. It's team building. That's leadership. Leadership on your part.
No doubt.
Before we let you go, we've been asking everybody this. Just give me the first response that comes off the top of your mind. Favorite movie of all time?
Remember the Titans.
There you go.
Always.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's the OG always, for sure.
Chris Hilton said Transformers.
That's a good one, too. I like the Transformers movies. That's decent. Yeah.
I asked that to everybody because we asked Anthony Richardson a few years ago, and he told me Venom. And I was like, Venom of all time?
Yeah,
that's your favorite
crazy.
movie?
That's
so
crazy.
you passed the test. Remember the Titans. That's a
there
good
you
one.
go.
Matt Flynn said Varsity Blues, and he said he was mad. You've never seen it.
Yeah, I let him down. I feel bad. I was supposed to know the character. I didn't. I've never seen the movie, so I feel terrible. Yeah, it's all me.
So don't call Garrett Nussmeier Johnny Moxon. You won't get the reference.
I don't get it. Nope, unfortunately not.
Garrett, thanks for the time. I really
appreciate it. Yes, sir.
All right, we'll be right back right after this. Real quick, a message for our friends over at the Gametime app. Look, you've all been there logging on early and waiting forever for concert tickets to go on sale, only to lose your spot, and you miss out on those tickets. Might I recommend the Gametime app? Gametime makes getting concert tickets faster and easier than ever. Prices actually drop the closer you get to showtime, and you can save up to 60% on their killer last-minute deals. So if you're tired of endless scrolling, trying to find the best deal, Gametime's zone deals are going to pick the best seats in your section for you. With Gametime, the price you see is the price you pay. No hidden fees. Take the guesswork out of buying concert and show tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app today. Create an account. Use our code LOCKEDONCOLLEGE and get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account. Redeem our code LOCKEDONCOLLEGE. Get $20 off. Download the Gametime app today. Last-minute tickets. Lowest price guaranteed. All right, continue on here, Locked On SEC. Thank you guys for making us your first listen every day. Shout out to Everydayers. We are going to get to our interview with LSU linebacker Whit Weeks here in just a second. But first, some news to pass along. Brian Kelly addressed one of their big star wide receivers. They got through the transfer portal. Former Oklahoma wide receiver Nick Anderson was reportedly involved in a car accident on Friday night of last week. He did need medical treatment immediately following the crash. So Brian Kelly addressing that on Monday. Not the best news you want to hear, but it sounds like he's going to be okay and ready to go for the start of the season. Speaking of LSU, we caught up with LSU linebacker Whit Weeks, one of the leading tacklers in the SEC last year. So here was that conversation. Pleasure now to be joined by an LSU Tiger, a tackling machine. This guy was one of the top tacklers in the SEC last year, led LSU in tackles. He is tackling machine Whit Weeks. What's up, man?
What's up? How y'all doing?
Doing good. Man, it was so fun watching you play last year because it felt like you play with that reckless abandon, like hair on fire or whatever. Take me through a game day. Like, what do you do to get hyped up?
So I try to stay as calm as possible, believe it or not, on game day because I'm saving up all that energy, for when the game comes. So throughout the day, I'm very calm, cool, collected, very mellow. But then once it's time to step out there on that field, I flip that switch.
Is there a song you put on or something that gets you fired up?
I listen to a lot of different music throughout the day. So I listen to country, rap, rock. I listen to it all before the game.
Okay. I almost think like a Rage Against the Machine kind of like.
Yeah.
You just go.
Yeah. A little back in black.
Okay, a little AC/DC.
Yep.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. What was last season like for you physically? Because I got to think, are you in the ice tub every Sunday? What's the recovery like?
Yeah, Sundays are pretty rough after games because I leave it all out there.
Yeah.
Every single time I step out there on that field, my goal is to walk off that field with nothing left in the tank.
And, Whit, last year me and Gordy were in Houston. We were at the game and, saw your brother's reaction immediately. But, when that happens to you at the time, is it, kind of a thought of, man, I hope this isn't going to be a long time that I'm out?
I prayed about it, so I felt confident, and I felt confident in the training staff that LSU has and the strength staff that LSU has. And I know that I'm getting the best care in the world down there in Baton Rouge, so I just put my trust in them, and they were able to spend countless hours with me this offseason to really get my body back healthy.
How about for you guys in that linebacker room to get the boost? He's playing the star, so it's going to be a little bit of kind of a hybrid right there, but to get Harold back.
Oh, that's huge. Harold is a superstar. In my opinion, he's the best defensive college football player in the world. So to have him back, I couldn't be more excited to get back out there with him because he makes it easy to be good around him because he's such a great player.
Take me through the Weeks family. We have Wes Weeks, the older brother, right? He came to LSU. You came to LSU, and now the younger brother coming to LSU.
He's here. We're all three there. All three down in Baton Rouge right now.
Love it.
That's got to feel good for the parents to at least know when we go see y'all play, we only have to go to one place.
Exactly. Only one destination for them.
You're from Georgia, though, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How'd you end up at LSU?
Well, my older brother was already down there, but I always knew that what I say is the world's too big to stay in one spot your whole life. So I grew up 25 minutes from Athens, but ultimately I really just wanted to, spread my wings and fly, go create my own path somewhere.
And I guess probably your first LSU game day, you were probably like, okay, I made the right decision.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty intense. Take us through. You guys come out that tunnel. You hit the wind bar. It's a pretty unique experience, right?
It's special. It's special, and I try to just soak it all in and feel all that energy that the LSU fans bring week in and week out. It's hard not to go out there and play so passionately when the fans in the stadium are so passionate about LSU football. It'd be a disservice to them if we don't go out there and play with our hair on fire.
So you went to Jefferson, right, here in the area, if I'm not mistaken?
Oconee County.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
you went to Oconee,
yes,
but still, it fits into my question because, you grew up not too far from Clemson either.
Right.
So, personally, how big is that game for you? I don't know how much, Clemson was on the radar for you, but I got to believe there's a lot of cross-section there.
Yeah, and I'm excited because I'm going to get to have a lot of family at that game because it's only an hour and 10 from where I grew up. But I've never been to that stadium, so I'm looking forward to go play in that environment because I've heard about it, and I've heard it's awesome. So I'm excited for that.
And, I did it with Chris. We were talking about Hilton. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but you guys haven't won an opening game since 2019. So I'll ask him the same question. How much is that being talked about of, hey, it's time for this streak to end?
Well, that's the work that we've been putting in this offseason. We believe in ourselves because of the hard work that we've put in. And it's a blessing to get to play Clemson the first week because we know that we're not going to get to walk into this season. It's a sprint. You got Clemson week 1, Florida week 3. That is 2 of the best teams in college football, and you got to play them within the first 3 weeks. So in the back of in your mind of every workout in the summer, all right, it's coming. Like we don't get a rehearsal. It's go time right off the bat.
Don't let him talk smack to you. If you want to hit him, just hit him. Feel free. Who was the hardest guy for you to bring down last year?
Ooh.
Milroe kind of got. I mean, he was.
Yeah,
he was
hard to tackle. See, playing in the SEC, there's so many guys.
Like every week, right?
Every single week.
Is there a running back or somebody that you hit and you're like, oh, he didn't go down?
That dude from South Carolina, that running back from South Carolina, Rocket Sanders. Yeah, that dude was a baller. He was a baller for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy because I always ask people that, and it's like, it literally is. In the SEC, every
single week,
playing some studs. So there's no gimmies. Like
no.
10 years ago, even Vanderbilt is.
Exactly.
I mean, they're good now.
Exactly.
And so it's like it really is. You got to. In that same sense, you have to bring that 1 week at a time mentality.
Right. Every week. I mean, playing in the SEC, if you're not on your A game every week, you're gonna lose. Yeah. That's just the way it is. That's the way college football is nowadays.
And I mean, I was talking about the bowl game. We got to see Trey'Dez Green. A guy that really, showed up in that game against Baylor. But what about on the practice fields? What's that like, trying to, cover a guy that's 6'6", however tall he is, and can move like he can?
Yeah, it's kind of annoying whenever you're in perfect coverage and Nuss just launches it up into him and he goes up and gets it off your head. It's like, oh my gosh, like how am I even supposed to defend this guy?
You guys have certainly made a lot of new additions through the portal. Give me a guy or two that has kind of stood out to you so far. A new addition.
Oh my gosh, the list goes on and on and on.
Okay.
Every single person that we brought in the portal, just from top to bottom, and not only the portal class, but our freshman class.
Yep.
I think Coach Kelly, Coach Baker, and Coach Sloan have done a great job putting together this class that we brought in, and there's going to be some key contributors from the freshman class and from this portal class.
Some of those ends in front of you, though. Patrick Payton.
Oh, yeah. Pyburn, Jamari, Gabe Rellifer.
Because y'all lost some good ends last year, but these are some guys who've played a lot of games coming in here, right?
Yeah.
What about in the secondary? That Houston kid looks pretty good, right?
Oh, yeah. Everybody looks good. I'm telling you, and creating that competitive nature in practice, because you know that if I'm not on my A game, there's only a limited amount of reps that are going to be in a football game. So everybody knows that they're going to have to step their level up if they want to get out there on the field.
Okay, when Whit Weeks is not playing football, what are you doing?
When I'm not playing football, hanging with my friends, golfing. We like to play a lot of Mario Kart. That's how we spend a lot of our time.
On like the old school.
On the Wii.
Okay, on the Wii.
Yeah.
That's old school.
For sure.
Don't put too much thought in it. Just give me the first thing that comes to mind. Favorite movie of all time?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Wow.
The original?
He
original.
was ready for that one.
Curse of the Black Pearl.
Yeah.
Okay, in a related question, what's your favorite Disney ride?
At the parks?
Yeah. I thought you were just going to go with Pirates of the Caribbean?
No, it's not. It's not. It's Space Mountain.
Okay.
Space Mountain.
There you go.
Yep.
Pirates is good, though.
I don't even know if I've been to that.
Oh, come on, man. So
I
your favorite movie?
I haven't been in so long. That series is awesome.
All right.
So you tried to sneak a fastball inside on him, and he completely turned on it with that movie question.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. After y'all win the national championship, you'll take a trip to Disney, and we'll go ride the Pirates ride.
Awesome. Let's do it.
Sound like a plan?
Cool.
Whit, thanks so much for the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll be back right after this. All right, lastly, as we wrap up here on a Monday on Locked On SEC, thank you guys for making us your first listen every day, coming to you from SEC Media Days. We sat down with Ole Miss wide receiver Cayden Lee, talking a little bit about higher expectations for him and the Ole Miss Rebels heading into 2025. Here was Cayden Lee. Running along here from SEC Media Days, and a pleasure now to be sitting down with an Ole Miss Rebel, Ole Miss wide receiver Cayden Green, heading into third season in Oxford, breakout season last year. It's got to be exciting, man, being part of all this stuff.
I mean, I'm really excited to be here. This overall experience has been amazing. Just being here at the College Football Hall of Fame and being here at Media Day is awesome.
And look, you see all these trophy cases of all this history. There might be a Cayden Lee jersey in here one day. We'll see.
You never know.
You're from Kennesaw, right outside Oklahoma, right outside Atlanta. It's got to be cool to be back home where
I
you
know I'm
grew
about
up.
30 minutes from my house right now.
Did you check in with the family? Do you need to stop by over there?
I might pop back home right now after this.
Get a sandwich or something?
Yeah.
Wash your clothes? You finished third on the team last year in all-purpose yards, finished 16th in Ole Miss single-season history in receptions with 57. So, of course, we ask, how do you build on that?
I feel like it just starts with finding the areas that you needed to improve on last year. Just getting bigger, faster, stronger, all the basic things, But I've gained 15 pounds since the last game of the season. So just being able to just add some pieces to my game that I really needed to improve on.
How did you do that? Just eating a little bit more, lifting weights, kind of all that combined?
Eating the right things and eating more often. Before I was kind of just like a 2-3 meal a day type of person, but now it's the snacks in between, the protein shakes, the lifting with that, just like when you eat is very important.
Gosh, I need to do the opposite. I need to trim down.
You look good.
I just run outside a lot? Is that the?
Yeah.
Okay. Trey Harris, I know he battled through injuries last year, but that kind of opened a door for you to get a little bit more playing experience last year?
Yeah, Trey Harris was it was really unfortunate what happened to him, but that's like my brother. He wanted nothing but the best for me, and I still talk to him almost every day. So he's just pushing me and motivating me to be even better than I was last year.
We know Jackson Dart moves on. Now it's Austin Simmons' time to shine. We talked with Austin at the Manning Passing Academy, and he's just so excited for his time to show what he can do. But what'd you see out of Austin kind of taking those reins here in the spring into the summer?
Yeah, we all got a preview of it in the Georgia game last season, but Austin's just continued to be the player that we always thought he could be. I feel like he's become more of a leader. He's helping us where we need to grow. He's telling us feedback and watching extra film and all things like that.
When you're after win level excitement, like a scale of 1 to 10, you're a 10. Like the win over Georgia, was that like 11? Was that the best?
That was like a 100 out of 10. I mean that was awesome. The fans did an amazing job making that even more of a memorable night by just ripping the goalpost down and storming the field. So
yeah, it was great because it was like happening every week in the SEC. Somebody was pulling off an upset, but like that week there was something about it. Everybody was just saying, I think Ole Miss is going to win this game. And then for Jackson to get banged up and then Austin to come in made it even more special because he played a big part in that.
It was a really, really exciting game.
When you look at some of the additions here, a lot of new wide receivers around you. What have you seen from some of those guys, and how quickly do you develop that chemistry with all the guys around you?
Yeah, we brought a lot of talented guys in from like Dejon Stribling, Trey Wallace, Deuce Alexander, T-Ray, like a bunch of different people. And I just feel like there's almost no drop-off. If I need a breather, I trust the next person to go in and vice versa. I feel like our receiver room is total right now.
What we know Coach Weiss at OC, what's the collaboration like with him and Coach Kiffin? I mean, are they kind of working hand in hand, or how's that work kind of putting together a game plan each week?
Well, it all starts on the pickleball court. If you know them, they play a lot of matches against each other, and I feel like that's where a lot of their scheming goes on that they don't like to talk about. But no, they just go back and forth. They watch a lot of film. They have a really good relationship, so they're just trying to find the best ways for us to win.
It's got to be awesome to play for a coach like Lane Kiffin because he's so honest. I mean, almost to a fault at times, but like you got to love playing for a guy like that. He's going to tell you how it is, right?
Yeah, definitely. See, even when you don't want to.
But does he at least have a little fun to practice with you guys?
Oh, he's a character at practice. You'll go to practice and be listening to Taylor Swift and see coaches doing drills, falling down. It's amazing. It's a good atmosphere.
He's been featured on TikTok a little bit more here too in recent years.
Yeah, we'll try to get him on there a little more as well.
We're talking with Cayden Lee. What's crazy, since you got to Oxford, back-to-back double-digit win seasons, Rebels had done that since the 60s, so how do you guys do that again this year?
I feel like it's not how do you do it again. I feel like it's how do you get better, because that's what we're looking to do. We're just always looking to get better and find the flaws, what happened, what we could do better, just to not make those same mistakes.
Yeah, because, I mean, the playoff now, it's, you don't have to go undefeated. You can fall here or there, but last year it was just one too many because it was like y'all were right there and everybody had you pinned. But motivation factor this year, it's like y'all knew how close you were, and you got to be a little bit better to take that next step, right?
Yeah, we just got to find ways to to close the game out in the fourth quarter, because a lot of the games last year, we were right there. We just didn't close right. So,
how tough is it going up against that defense week in and week out? It seems like that Ole Miss defense has gotten better and better since Coach Golding got there. But what's it like going up against that defense in practice?
It really just challenges your football IQ, knowing how to read defenses and beat coverages and things of that nature is for specifically my position. But I feel like it definitely prepares you for the game.
Have you played the new college football game yet?
I have a little bit. I'm not too good, but I've played a little bit.
Okay, I had looked it up, but you're an 87 overall. Is that fair?
I know. I'm happy to be in the game. Just to be able to open the game and see yourself in there is pretty cool.
That's a good. Almost everybody we've asked has said, you know what? I think that's fair. And here's the thing. I think they update as the season goes along. So like if you're gaming out, they'll bump you up, right?
Okay. Maybe we'll get a 90 or something.
But 87's fine.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's a good starting point.
Yeah.
We'll move up there. When you're not playing football, what are you doing?
I'm probably at a beach playing disc golf, hanging out with my friends, or most likely training.
How many beaches are there in Oxford?
Oh.
You're talking off season.
I'm talking off season. I'm talking off season. But in Oxford, just hanging around my teammates and just finding ways to get closer, create more chemistry and things like that.
Okay. Last thing we're asking everybody this week, and don't overthink it. Favorite movie of all time?
I was asked this earlier, and I wasn't able to answer. But a new one that just came out that I think everybody should go see is the new F1 movie, the Formula One movie.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Okay.
But that's not my favorite of all time, but I have no idea. That's
What's like your go-to? You're just like kicking back, relaxing, about to take a nap. You put on a movie. What would it be?
Something old school, maybe Scarface or something.
Okay.
Something like that.
All right. We'll lock you into Scarface.
Yeah.
We've heard these are the answers we've had today. Transformers. Varsity Blues. Remember the Titans. So you're a pretty good one.
Yeah.
I asked this because a few years ago we asked Anthony Richardson, and he said Venom. And I said, Anthony, Venom is your favorite movie of all time? There's no way. So that's why I have to ask everybody, because it's like you can't. It's got to be better than Venom. Scarface is a good pick, though.
Thank you. What about you?
Big Lebowski.
Okay.
Ever seen that?
I have not.
It's a little bit older.
Okay.
Rudy's a good one.
I like Rudy.
And Notre Dame's good again, so it's relevant again.
Yeah.
So we need a good
Notre Dame colors.
I know. We need a good Ole Miss movie. Other than Blindside. Blindside's a great one, though.
That's an underrated
That's your answer.
movie.
Whenever everybody else
say
say Blindside, yeah. It's got all the coaches
Next
in it.
time I'll answer that way.
Hey, you should be really awesome this year. We'll make Blindside 2, the Cayden Lee story. I think that'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
Who do you want to play you in a movie?
Myself.
Really?
I'm thinking. Who looks like me?
I don't know. But like all the good actors are older. Like Michael B. Jordan's too old.
Yeah.
Like we gotta find somebody young.
Yeah. You ever watch High School Musical? That guy.
Yeah. Oh, because of the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we could put a hair on anybody.
Yeah, we'll have to find someone.
How do you fit it in your helmet?
Just slick
Tied
it back. Yeah. Tight fit.
I love it. Cayden Lee, best of luck, man, and hope you have a great season. And man, appreciate you doing this. That's the end of the day. Appreciate you being one of your final ones. All right.
Have a good day.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of Locked On SEC. Thank you guys for making us your first listen every day. For your second listen, you can check out our buddy Brian Smith. He hosts The Portal. He's got you covered on all the latest news with recruiting and transfer portal and everything else. Check out The Portal wherever you find your podcast. I'm Chris Gordy. This has been Locked On SEC. We'll have more coverage from SEC Media Days coming at you tomorrow.